business. I understand what's happening with agencies. We have to come to a consensus of how this works for the community. The exclusivity contracts, you have to fight for that. If you say, hey, this interpreter is my preference. If this doesn't work, call me back with who else you have in mind, or I can give you individual or additional names that will work. It's hard. It can be difficult. But you have to understand that your interpreter of preference may not always be available. If you have an agency in this area or a person in this area that provides services, but they can't provide it for that particular time, but you need to have that appointment, and they can bring somebody in from Louisville, then so be it. It's your decision. Yes, I don't mind the interpreter comes from Louisville. You don't have to say, no, this is the one and only interpreter. I will miss my appointment then. So you have to think about your health care needs and what needs to happen. We as deaf individuals need to be educated on what we need to do. We have to look at what we need to say to hospitals when we meet with them on what their legal requirements are, what their procurement rights are, what they have to do in terms of hiring freelancers and who's on that list. They can have a list of freelancers, or they can call one agency, but if that agency says that, or do they have only one contract with an agency? It's like a cleaning service. They tend to use just one cleaning service rather than two. They tend to use one trash company. They don't use two trash companies within a business. So when an agency becomes the agency of contract, then it's looked at globally that they can handle all our needs for interpreting services. It may mean that you won't get your regular interpreters needs, like VRI. You turn on your VRI, you can't do that all the time within a hospital. We have struggled with that. So it's the same idea.
Oh, there's no steps on that other side over there. Now, Kcdhh and the Kentucky Board of Interpreters, KDI, they're responsible for providing or giving out those license and certifications. And myself and Rachel Morgan are on the board. So there's 2 out of 7 on the board here tonight. We are listening to everything you're saying tonight. The concerns that are being brought forward by the deaf community about agencies, especially relating to the topic of exclusivity. And we hope that Kcdhh and KBI will write a letter or make some kind of information given to agencies and to hospitals about the morality of what we just discussed tonight. And Virginia is saying we'll talk more about that later. And Nina is saying, well, here's an idea. Some agencies may not like this, but if you have complaints about that agency, gather your complaints, write them down, and bring them to us, and maybe we can take them to the attorneys. The Attorney General, the AG. And we'll just inundate them with all the complaints, and then they will be starting to investigate because there's so many complaints coming in. The Kentucky Board of Interpreters, we can't really talk with agencies. It's not in our focus. We talk about individual interpreters, not agencies. And when we wrote the law back in 1997, 98, we didn't have any agencies. So now we're if you want to open the law now and add some things, when you do that, someone can come and maybe remove something, maybe licensure requirements. And is that something that we want? I don't believe we do. We want to keep what we have in our licensure bill. You don't want interpreters who, have had one sign language class and now are your interpreters. You want professionally certified interpreters that understand what they're doing, and we want to keep that in the law, but we're going to have to find a different way, just like Virginia said, a different way to change that.
I got to go to the restroom, so you get a break from me until we get to public.
No, everyone needs a break. Let's take a 5-minute break. And we are going along, but let's make sure this is an open community forum. 3 minutes. Eat, drink, eat, drink, eat, drink.